Welcome everyone to another Linux live stream. In case someone wants to see this, I need to do it anyway, sooner or later. And so it mostly builds, this is the error log here of T2 when you build a target. Well, except a few stuff that we touched in the beginning. I touched the log file to skip over this, including strace and Perl, but actually, why did Linux fail again? Anyway, so you see not too many errors back in the day, decades ago. Often this was many more. Why did this fail here though? Failed to create symlink something, no such file directory. Okay, anyway, Linux kernel failed anyway. Welcome, Christian. Fun stuff. So this is some small T2 problem. I take a look another day. Also, we might have broken this ourselves with support for muselibc, the alternative smaller C library. The Linux kernel failed anyway because in the smaller target for distribution, last decades, initially we always built a desktop with KDE and GNU or something, but eventually that became too large, like 15 years ago. And then I didn't care too much about that anyway. A Linux kernel failed. I changed this already. And the change, let me svn log here architecture or something, because in this relatively small minimal template we don't have all the fancy stuff in there, and one of the fancy stuff was the xset compressor, and you will not believe that the Linux kernel needs this now. You take a look on this change set here. So I disabled a new feature by default because I don't really want this anyway, and this amazing feature of the Linux kernel config ik headers is to include the kernel headers, all of those .h file. Apparently this should solve that if you build your binary only blob, NVIDIA, ATI, whatever. Of course you shouldn't do that. Don't probably leave in the comments, do you like binary blobs, but probably not binary large objects. Not for us. And yes, so this by default uses xset, of course not amazing. And I'm not really feeling, because dtart already made some Linux container stuff. Maybe that's interesting for people. I said this always, servers and VMs and stuff. And in my opinion, I would rather even make it probably smaller, but leave me in the comments as usual, even if you join later and stuff. Do you rather want a small default stuff? I personally always like small, but anyway, because if you have a big box like Ryzen and stuff, then you can emerge from source everything you need anyway. So I would rather, for people with virtual machines and containers and stuff, rather slim it down even more, because as usual it was in the past already smaller, but there's always some feature creep. So we added this a little bit, that a little bit, and of course even the minimal still includes a couple of stuff that's not really necessary, just nice to have. So like other alternative compressors and stuff like that. So let's take a look here. So we have Linux. I take another look another day. This is just some init rd stuff. GPM probably glibc or something. Yeah, so string ops header that the glibc, GNU-libc people have removed. We had this with another package, as far as I remember, whatever that was. strace we have seen yesterday already. What is crypt failing here for? It wants gcrypt. Okay, that I've already seen. By the way, so this is a relatively small set of failing packages due to probably half, maybe glibc update, whatever is with strace. Let's take a look at libgcrypt. Oftentimes this was much more. This is only because the last weeks and months we have already done so much update stuff that it is not as much as it could be, and this only dependency. So if we fix here one dependency, then we fix half of them already. That was libgcrypt something, gpg header, of course, is something of error. Hello. Come on, what was it even? Yeah, gpg error, what have I, here it is, whatever. It starts with lib, I probably didn't have this with lib. So what's going on here is it doesn't know on GNU org. It's not a non-regex operator, so okay. Yeah, this are the esoteric stuff, so you become expert in all kind of GNU SED and GNU org. it could be we upgraded, but there you see you update glibc, something fails, you update GNU org, then something fails. All the stuff that only worked accidentally maybe, or a new bug in GNU org. Also I updated because it's really getting annoying that I need to operate this live dashboard thing. I even updated here to the latest version of Chrome and Firefox, but that didn't help at all. This is also really annoying. Always perform, no, not no, stop it now. So as usual, this kind of stuff I often internet search in the hope that someone else has fixed this already, because fixing everything myself, GNU org 5, just as I guesstimated from 2 decades of experience. Is here ready? Commit, prepare for GNU org 5.0. What is here? This touches a couple of. Where is the? This stuff is with all this different kind of bug stuff nowadays. I would like. Where would be the whole change set? Login, show all. So I need the whole thing. There's also a little bit more time wasting than it should be, in my opinion. That it's often not easily visible. How to download raw diff, there it is. So let's pull this in and hope that works. Also, I wish if there is something like that, I wish the upstream packages would like more instantly spin a new tarball. With GPG error. Did I copied the, this is okay, anyway, curl original file Z, and then move file to GNU org 5. Always have naming, how do we name this, even something like that, or hotfix, or doesn't really matter anyway. Let's give that a try. This is also one of the, I think there's lib missing. This is also one, welcome Detroit, welcome everyone. This is also why I don't build a minimal Xorg, or, although the thing is, yeah, maybe we go fancy, but what I wanted to say is also the reason why I don't build a full desktop anymore. This was, and there you see this is already here, 3 hours there, 3 hours there, and then comes even release testing, like installing this and stuff, which I maybe could outsource to all of you guys nowadays. Then you can guesstimate. Can you use build a namespace as variable name? Was this not prepared for GNU org 5? Oh. Come on. It's hilarious. And yeah, this is why I don't build too large targets anymore with all the, because I'm really not in fixing all the GNOME and KDE issues. Compiling, cross-dev. Namespace name is not acceptable in GNU org. What? Type of what? It's not really Apache before doing autogen and or configure. Namespace. Var error, no. Okay, did I already disable? No, I didn't. Config x86 need to disable temp fs to keep the sources. Building GNOME used to be relatively easy. Anyone remember GNOME? Yeah, so actually the thing is, well, building in T2 everything is highly automated, right? That is the beauty. The only problem is that each time you do something, there are always issues like this. And then when you build PowerPC, then there's always something only breaking on PowerPC. And especially when with Rock Linux NT2, we always like on the frontier here. What smoothness? What is it? Encoding, overload. Consider tuning down video setting. into faster. What the heck? Why would it say that? Is there something wrong with the video? Somehow all the stuff is warning here, although it looks fine. So let's run this usually so, but this will of course fail. This is just undeclared what? Noise. Oh, come on. Why is this error no different than it used to be? Maybe this didn't generate the full. It's probably used to generate this. GNU org or something, or just org. What was the file name of? There is some error codes. The source name. GNU org. Okay. I also I wish this. No, it's Horizon and it's mostly idle except the Mac. Coding overload maybe, but it says 0 drop frames. It says 5.77 Mbit. We are getting 2 frames here. Why? It says 2% CPU load, 30 frames per second, 8 Mbit. Well, did I switch to... wait, I accidentally, I see what's wrong. I accidentally hit, damn it. I must have accidentally clicked recording. Somehow this is also slightly funny that it's probably better now that the dedicated GPU is worse at some of the open source implementations. Is not amazing. It can't really encode. Now the message is away. Yeah, that comes from accidentally clicking on the recording button. Sorry for that. Maybe I should anyway. Yeah, this is why I say this. So we have actually a smaller template. We have also Bootstrap template that only should build what you need to bootstrap T2, which is smaller than this minimal stuff. For example, doesn't include LVM2 and other fun stuff. And yeah, also you would wonder, right? This integrated Intel CPU is a piece of crap, and then you have dedicated. Well, it is the cheapest entry level, but you would still think anyway it can do more. Anyway. Yeah, so next time I have a huge warning, I should react more quickly. Anyway, we need to, my point was, we will see the thing is, of course, if we have here AMD Ryzen, what we will do in sometime soon, between now and forever, but really sometime soon, what actually, fun fact, I wanted to do for a decade now already, we have the nightly tracker to track the upstream server for Turbo releases. That works relatively well, except when they move to another location and stuff like that. But what I really wanted to do for a decade already, somewhere between now and forever, is actually fully automating this. So the idea is right now the tracker is only matching the tarball names, and what I will really do sometime soon now, because I need more time for more amazing stuff, is to really have a virtual machine container kind of thing, and actually not only send us an email like, hello, here's an email, this might be an update, but actually do it already. And we will probably put there, certainly artificial intelligence, right? But in form of some pattern matching. And like if the update, like not to update accidentally beta versions too often, because they could often usually just build, right? So then, yeah, like test build it in a container, throw the container away, but if it succeeded, like not to keep all the build residual artifacts or whatsoever to accumulate whatsoever, but just build, test. If it works, throw the container away and indirectly commit it, right? So then the commits in T2 will not be from Rene, but from like auto or something. We make an auto user that we can really see those commits have been done automatically, not by some human. They might be more broken because it's just like test build, or might also sometimes catch an alpha beta version. This is the recurring theme, that I'm also not the greatest fan of each project using its own version number stuff. So nowadays some even numbering is also stable, which a decade or two ago usually the even numbers in major, minor stuff, they were usually development stuff. Nowadays you can't rely on this anymore, but anyway. Let's take a look here in namespace. Anyway, so this stuff is coming up. This is certainly more more amazing than here random updates. So this is only in Z apparently. Then here is this. Wait a second, have we done this already? This is so much too. But this is make file am, really? Ah, there's also something in makefile am. I messed this up slightly because I need a patch, so let's clean this. Always live on YouTube, one fail after another. Yeah, also detailed if probably this container stuff, although I might use it for that, I'm right now very busy with all the stuff that I want to do. But of course I appreciate this stuff very much, and you might want to publish this and motivate other people, certainly, because I have here already my virtual machine setup and server setup anyway. So I right now don't really need to use that. However, maybe you want to publish it for others to try playing with this and make it easy, and maybe they have more direct need, like new users here on YouTube and such. So, but this time, because what we need to do, libgpg errors, so this was sed, and I wonder slightly, okay, these are these two files, and let's maybe source makefile dot in. No, we don't have any. What we don't have, we don't have an. Do we have file here or something? What? No editor. Okay, that is slightly annoying. Okay, fine, whatever. Here's namespace equals error. It's, can't auto-generate enough stuff. Welcome everyone in the audience. Also, I only continue live streaming. Normally I would want to live stream this random stuff on the second channel, just that there we do not yet have enough subscribers and monetization to at least earn $1 a day. That is why I still do it here, but eventually I would want to subscribe on the secondary channel for more random live stuff. Look at some random Linux stuff, and sure enough found my gem. That is great, welcome. So yeah, okay, so this fix file, this fix file will not work because NVI not found, but I hope it already, yeah, so this creates this vanilla file, and fix file, we have makefile and this org, so fix file that is only creating the vanilla file. Normally it fires what fix file also here. Yeah, okay, this was correct. What should be at least what? This is of course here on live on YouTube. Okay. I also really wonder why they in GPG error somehow this are. I saw from cross-compiling already that was an issue with generating some stuff. This is really, I wonder why they, for such kind of lightweight header something package, they need to generate here so much. It's a little bit, yeah. Okay, so sed in those, and then let's fix file diff and see. So okay, this really replace this here. Namespace thing fix file diff. Okay, so we called this, named this GNU org 5 patch, I guess. That saves, this is also a built-in T2 environment, built-in helpers there, and gpg error. Oops. Probably too hot, always blame it. Yeah, let's hope we didn't make a typo in that. And yeah, also not the most amused that a GNU org update like this breaks here all these infrastructure packages, but yeah. Probably only briefly. I'm mostly using more KVM, like virtual machine stuff. Still doesn't build. Oh, come on. What is now still failing? It's still here. namespace. I thought we patched this. Because I would rather do... Oh, this isn't what I wanted. Okay, fine, whatever. Where is it? Even security. GPG. What stuff are we patching here? So... What is this even? MK error code? Why is this so large? What am I? LangCL, what the heck? Was this so large what we downloaded? Wait a second, somehow this is... What the heck have we even done here? What have we downloaded here that looks like complete crap? 404, thank you very much. This is Void Linux also. Solution this. This is not what we downloaded. Prepare for GNU org. Download raw diff. Why is this diff? This is silly. Normally, what am I overlooking here? LangCL. That here are no plus and minuses. Somehow this doesn't look right. Why is this context so large of... This is really strange. Such a large context makes little sense to me. I hope to fix some of the problems today, and I have a mini image ready. Yes, it's amazing. As I said, I think this could be because I have already so many setups here. I would then rather focus on GPU stuff, microkernel, and not on even more containers. But I really suggest to share this with other new interested people. Direct link to the diff. 404, come on. Okay, fine, but why does the rest of this not work? So we rename here. I mean, this is not really package namespace. Ah, we didn't package the... I think I overlooked the makefile. Maybe I... Yep, this is why stuff on YouTube takes longer, because always hear some... So yes, I said, I think this is really great for new people, and especially people who really want to run this in containers as reference and whatnot. So let's try this again, this time more concentrated. Fix file, so string z, fix file, make file in, but it looks like we have done... Ah, right, because I did this in the makefile am. We need in... am is because we are not in maintainer mode and shipping this, because am is substituted to in, and in is substituted by configure to the actual thing. So let's try this again. Fix file diff. And now we have makefile in. Let's hope that this works now, because I'm really tired of esoteric stray, build error, slap GPG error. Unpack the archive, import Yeah, cool stuff. Definitely really happy that people try to play with this. I think this might be even more amazing with... You know what, I think I move on for a moment. This is what I really hate. This, first of all, I'm not a great fan of make files with GNU org with this and that and auto-generate back and forth and then whatever. Although it will, anyway, we will go back to this later. Let's make it something more interesting for example, what was crypt setup was crypt setup either libgpg maybe, I think it was, and then GPM we have, let's try VPA supplicant first. That is dbus, seriously, it's dbus now? Are you kidding me? Can't make this up. There you see how even the minimal images become larger and larger because it's somehow set. Okay, GPM. Not really a huge fan of adding dbus to that. Should we maybe kick VPA supplicant out of there? Yeah, you can vote no. The live chat can vote no. Should we jink VPA, WVPA supplicant thing there out of there, or? And yes, I know there's also the new Intel wireless security thing, daemon, that we can package next also. Why is here GPM2 message, no such file anyway? Daemon open console. I'm really curious what was in this header. So, we don't have NV. Okay, I think we first need to finally fix our NVI here that we probably touched yesterday. Because otherwise we have no editor. That is slightly inconvenient. Maybe NVI was also the string header. And yeah, so much too. I mean, in a way, NVI. That is when people always applaud like glibc, remove that and that. Yeah, all the headache and time waste for people adapting to this. If anything, then glibc shouldn't have include string opt. Are you completely kidding me? What an amazing header. Most amazing header for 200 not. Okay, fine, at least we have a very simple fix for that then. Welcome Helder, welcome everyone who joined in the meantime. So yeah, alright, we have, that was NVI. Everything just builds, they said. Yeah, the series was built, evil again, fix art, we have no VI. Okay, then which file is it anyway? That is X script, okay. Fix file, NVI, script, header or not header? That is the question. In X script C. X script C, why is here no header? X script C, that is it. Of course we don't have VI here, so first let's just create a file and then a little bit inconvenient, but that's what it is when we bootstrap a Linux distribution. So that was X script and then string something, this string opts, read-only file? No, whatever. NVI build eval stream ops also doesn't have that. What is in here? Get message. Yeah, it's super fun when people remove. Let's see if we even need this. Where is your read-only file? Yeah, it needs here some iPush, at least. Okay, let's see. So this was just most probably there somewhere in whatever. String opt there, bit string opt. And do we still have that in the new build? Oops. No, we don't have that anymore. Oops. Not cool. Which links expression said, what's going on here? Welcome everyone, and yeah, so you see, not really fun if you need to streams modulo. What is this stuff even about? I have no idea. This is stuff that you've like never seen. Push streams module onto the top of the current stream, just below the stream head. Maybe it's time to, I don't know, get rid of NVI. Oh my god. Yeah, so yeah, if the stuff is gone, then it's gone. Whatever is a new substitute for that. Okay, so now we have NVI that is crappy to fix, and somehow everything is toxic that we touch here. What was GPM even? Yeah, so but basically the summary is, you see what a nightmare is. People applaud, yeah, glibc here removed this, but yeah, then it's also, yeah, not fun to keep the stuff maintained. Yeah, well, so there are a couple of solutions. First of all, maybe there's a library like BSD replacement something. We could also like modify this, but maybe it's time, because honestly, how much time, how much value is it to spend on this if it's some outdated stuff? Okay, let's get an overview. What is it? People are not getting bored here looking into GNU org 5 failure breakage here. But let's summarize this here with strace that also failed on the multilib thing here with 32 and 64-bit personality. What does it to do? Same. I think there's like Kali. It's source distribution. Built from source, automated, similar to GNU. It's as the code base is as old as GNU, maybe even some weeks older or not, plus or minus. And want to start helping out with this, but really need to learn T2 and build package system here. Okay, so yeah, this is the same failure here, another failure here. Means the fun thing is, earlier I had NVI and SILE. SILE is some small Emacs thing. And I think I removed because I thought like some small VI and small Emacs, but with SILE I think SILE I also disabled, because I think in version 2 or something they rewrote everything in something, whatever that was, some fancy language of some sort, not sure if it was Lua or something else. Somehow all the small editors are falling off the cliff here a little bit. So let's see this. I think this was failing in configure, right? So let's see what's going on here with that here in amperes of the sort. Config log. Let's see what it left in here for us. Somehow not much. Ah, here is actually tries. Ah, okay, but this is a warning ignored. Okay, it just says you can't enable, which is slightly strange. Doesn't really say anything else, so for some reason. I mean, this is a warning. This is just trying to load our file list tracking wrapper. This checking for M32, yes. Checking for whether Emperor's M32 works, no. What kind of error message is that even? I mean, what the heck here, seriously? Emperor's after byte 32. Can we run this like that? Or what was it even? Oh, come on. This thing. Did I not try to run it? Not such. What? Ah. Can't read what? Also need an editor in here. Checking whether M32. Looks like it tries to run it like this, but why do we get SAD can't, no such file or directory? Still no VI. GNU org, maybe this is also GNU org breakage. Was he not deterred a GNU org fan? Russian. Are you Russian? Case of Privet, как дела? Let's Google strace GNU org. Maybe this. I mean, but what point is it to make changes to GNU org when GNU org strace GNU org 5? Maybe this also fails there. Oh, wait a second. Do we have a new release? Wait a second. 5.2? Hey, there is a much newer version because they also migrated to Git or something of that sort. Of course, until the day that GitHub goes bankrupt or people get to Singaporean. Okay, then welcome. Not in Russian or whatever you prefer. So 5.1, 5.2, 4.2.6. Okay, there are really many releases since. Yeah, that is the thing when people just move to some other site and then. Yeah. So do they even have amazing names here? Hey, they have amazing names. Okay, fine. Copy link. At least something of substance. Okay, the old stuff was using SourceForge, then certainly GitHub is an upgrade over that. So exit, this was already exit, and then 5.2. Let's see if that works better. If we are lucky, it does. If not, we still have a problem. Yeah, really a pity that this GPG error was such a bitch to get going. Somehow this time of release everything is not a half bitch but a whole bitch, speaking in Louis Rossmann term here. Also probably time for, hey, stuff fails, fix, hey, this fix that someone just sent in. So for the other YouTube subscriber here in the audience, I have to SVN RM your fix. If you build it again for your Amiga, then could you please test build this for Motorola 68K? That would be fantastic. And if you still need this fix, please send it in again, because I just SVN RM'd it. Yeah, so also recurring theme here, what are you watching? You are watching open source Linux development, more open than open source, because open here live on YouTube, because that's what we do to finance our new endeavors. Also coming up next, what is coming up next? Coming up next, PS3, SJ Octane, yeah, automation, this stupid recurring monotone stuff, automating this here, because 2019 is the year of AI. Okay, this stuff still fails, which is of course a shame. What have I installed locally? GNU org. Yeah, I have it already locally. That is. Yeah. Let's commit this already, because most likely it works for something. And no, I don't smoke. Not into smoking. And why do you ask, by the way, if you already asked? Issues, let's click on issues. 5 tested fail, something. Okay, let's Google here the error with GNU.org. You see, even the problem is, even I am getting too tired of this and you see, if you have not written this nice construct of esoteric scripting magic, then doesn't even doesn't match anything. That is somehow everything fails here. I'm not a fan of that. This is, by the way, why we in previous times we had an IRC channel, which I didn't participate too much anymore, because YouTube live stream and stuff. Because this is also the difference, right? If I just sit in a dark basement, we earn nothing, and when we do this here live on YouTube, we at least earn a couple of cents each day. A lot of complaining you are making are the ones that OpenBSD guys were what? A lot of those complaints you are making are the ones that OpenBSD are making. So learning basic Linux here. So then Linux learning here. strace, of course, for system tracing, and yeah, also to although we need to still fix this, and maybe I switched the coffee machine on already. My grief here with this, I've done this for 20 years, and you see, not making this up obviously, and I'm getting a little tired of this. This is why, at least with YouTube, it's a little bit fun to chat with you guys and document what kind of code fixing breakage marathon this is, because somehow the DB people always tell me, hey, it just builds. Yeah, it just builds if you have 5-year-old packages stuff. Certainly not when you try the latest and greatest. And fun fact, on the T2 side, we even have all the IRC logs, at least until recently when I stopped running it much, and all the patches, obviously. So usually we have been, it's often a decade ago, even like more up to date than Gen 2, and a lot of people came to us for the patches. So we had even IBM, Amazon, Google of their internal like domain name stuff in our weblog, and yeah, so much to that. And this is where we now turn to YouTube to finance all this, making this great catalog of patches and stuff. By the way, if you want to play along at home, you can install the latest ISO or use their dtards container stuff and help me figure out why this is failing. This could be a nice theme in the future, that when people install T2 on their PS3 or somewhere, that they can help taking a look and solve this puzzle together. I'm really puzzled though, what is failing here? I mean, this is really... I mean, this is comparing as something, not really amperes org sh. I mean, but this complexity, it's hilarious. And then this is why I want to write my own microkernel, because finally some, like, I mean, of course it will for decades not be as feature rich as Linux, but maybe it might be more sorted code quality. It's also somehow this kind of stuff that it's a shell script with a GNU org with, and then even this shell script maybe even generated from amperes, or I don't know, because it's amperes am. What is this even? Didn't edit yet. Generated by do not edit near. It generated from one thing from the other and mixed with this and run and there, and then fails, and then I sit here and try to figure out why. Configure amperes. It's really a bit hilarious. Whether that M32, how's it even running this? I mean, I can understand those people who say they want Meson and Ninja, because yeah, my saying was at least you know it a little bit what when you take a look and you try to figure out what's going on here. What is it even running here? Checking whether if stcv false cached, otherwise what it's doing. Read elf, if read elf, what the heck? Okay, it's running this actually, just with whatever is in that variable, but okay, so it's not running. So let's take a look into the log file, and it should be at the end. What even? Not this, I meant that. Amperes M32, okay, let's try. What did I even say? M32. Unbound variable, oh come on. Can't make this up. Somehow today all of these errors are really annoying. I see pp flags. I don't know that. But at least this is the same error. So now you would need to debug what this here is even doing here. Compare end of file after byte. I mean, maybe this is just some compare program. Oh, you don't have an editor. That is really slightly inconvenient. Compare expected. I mean, maybe it is just something like, you know what, let's check. Oh, we don't have an editor. Oh, come on. We need an editor. This is hilarious. Let's trace. This was test, amperes test. Let's run here. Oops. Let's run here diff u just for test without def null. Let's see what we get there. Okay, this obviously does not compare. Basically everything of that is missing here. What have they done here? Error set x, thanks for the tracing command. I'm more, what is it even? Amperes test. Still no. struct, so sample C. You know what, somehow I could sit here another hour, even I'm already too bored. We could also just say, you know what, F-check this, like YOLO this, and say, okay, you know what, you don't get multiple. So this Empress is most likely multiple personality for 32 and 34-bit. And yeah, so I have here already, if not glibc, because I guess this didn't build with Musel or something. I would say, you know what, maybe for now on just people don't get this anymore, and like, you know what, I have other stuff to do, and call it a day. And if someone ever comes back and opens a bug report and wants to trace non-multilib default stuff, then someone can analyze this, I guess. Yeah. It's probably built. I can switch on the coffee machine in the meantime. Yeah, this build, unsurprisingly, this cable as trace and press until we figure out somehow. I'm not used to the Sun keyboard. Fresh ground beans, yes, of course, it's Exacode. It's an amazing company. We have here whole green supply and milk foaming stuff. Need to get here some good stuff to survive here all this. So NVI, so the problem is NVI, so we have a couple of crap bugs left that, well, it's not our bugs, right? So not that someone thinks it's our stuff failing here, obviously not. Packages, NVI and NVI. I guess this is not being updated anymore. I think I maybe even looked this up. FTP, this is not amazing. NVI. Editor. Here's NVI. Here is something. Website. Does it still exist, or Berkeley? Download NVI. 179. Somehow does not look newer than what we have in here, does it? 179, not really. Repository. (2016), that is newer. Here are indeed some maintenance going on. Not really sure if it's the same though, but something. Should we try switching to that and hope they didn't bug it too much? Bundle info, last change. Let me grab the coffee. I'm a bit BSD. I'm a bit of a BSD guy, like OpenBSD, who like better concentrate on basis and then have community thing where people add their packages. Yeah, so this is why I usually spin minimal releases since 10 years. Before that we have spin the desktop releases. This is exactly my thinking with the minimal releases, in which I maybe even just disable this wireless VPA security supplicant thing there instead of even adding dbus because it's getting larger and larger and larger. And yeah, just that maybe I don't even have Vim in there. This VI improved that is huge with X and GTK, and only the NVI that just like the glibc people have removed some esoteric functions and now it doesn't build anymore. Yeah, that's exactly my thinking. And back in a second with coffee. In many ways, yes, but it requires what is here deterred in many ways, but this requires quite a bit of volunteers and looking destroyers, what doesn't. So, I mean, this is why I liked Rock Linux like 20 years ago, because it is exactly what I wanted, what I was missing back in the day from SUSE and Red Hat and stuff that, and maybe even Debian, that you could not just build it yourself. Maybe at Debian you could, but certainly they did not like publish it. Maybe it was possible, and all the Debian fans will of course say, yeah, but we have our built infrastructure whatsoever, but it was not like possible to find. Maybe if you knew this person, that person, it was, at least it was not on the website like here's our build script infrastructure and something. And this is what Rock Linux was that we forked off and based on it I was part of, because all the automation and scripts like downloading this and building this and all the, and like reproducible and sorted, and yeah, this is what we have done 20 years refined. And this is why with the build system you still build the build system like minimal and then emerge from source like BSD and stuff on top. I will certainly not start, especially not with nowadays with Rust and Cargo, start to publish your Firefox again. You need to deal with Rust and Cargo yourself. Maybe minimal X with and this we can all cross-compile, right? I mean, this is with T2, we can for ARM, PowerPC and stuff. This is really super convenient because we don't have this fastest Spark and HPPA and ARM and stuff. So we can use the latest and greatest EPIC Ryzen and even cross-compile StreamDiet. What I mean with StreamDiet? I hope not. Which StreamDiet? I hope not here. Looks. Oh, wait a second, I watched it even myself, it is hilarious. Unnecessary. I hope only on your side. Yeah, so let's package this. Where would be bundle info? Where do they have releases or not? Quick something. And didn't happen to me though. Of all the stuff that fails. At least that didn't fail, we could. Yeah, so, and then you have the reproducible scripted stuff that of T2, and you can use it to build access points and servers, firewall stuff. You custom target with just some 16 megabyte of small goodness and still use the ports like structure of T2 to emerge from source all the rest, like yesterday, the marathon sprint with awesome and VI. And this is why our GNOME and KDE stuff was so outdated, because for 10 years I didn't really care about GNOME and KDE and stuff. By the way, I have very little drop frames, 559, 0 drop 5%, whatever. Anyway, so we can try YouTube. And this is also funny that I installed here the latest beta. This is latest beta version just emerged here. Wonder if the kernel can still be built with Xeon series. Yes, well the old one, not the new one, but let's see if we can join here our own, which usually doesn't work. Oh, wait a second, this was somehow, hey, we have a new subscriber, welcome new subscriber. Fun fact, we still celebrate each and every new subscriber here, live on YouTube, obviously. And yeah, of course, this still doesn't work, only wanted to check. So here's this amazing guy, folks, would they have a release or not? Here is so text, maybe tar. Text. Where would those people be? Is it they have proper tarballs? Here's some homepage, maybe here, but this is that. Fuck you, download. But this is hilarious. This is not the latest homepage that. Somehow this is confusing. The Tart was running OpenPC on Linux. On 5MX. As I think I have one or two 5MX. The problem is, well, first of all, today not so fast anymore, and also, by the way, is the camera in focus? Maybe not entirely. Anyway, so there's a new release, but not the tarball. This is somehow really annoying. The state of open source packaging. So let's maybe Google here if we find a release tarball of that, when you already need to resort to Google to find release tarballs. Here is indeed something. Fossies, select builds, download NVR. Private old. It's a little bit there. I wonder if someone else packaged that up though. There's private old Linux. Somehow this is a really fishy download URL. 816. Is it 81? Oh, 1. Somehow let's see what happens. Maybe some patches need to be deleted. I was surprised that someone in the audience here tested the latest kernel building on Amiga actually, but somehow we really get some people dropping out here, so I guess the stream died to for more people. Also 3, not 2, and not 5. And is this even the cursor? The cursor is visible. Yeah, really interesting that someone tested there. Yeah, of course we have some patches that no file to patch. Yeah. How many patches do we have there? Let's wipe all of them. So this we apparently don't need anymore, and the rest we will see. Yeah, somehow a lot of people dropped out here, so I really, what is, oh no, 1.1. We have a little bit more drop frames, but not too many. Really wonder why people drop out here. Built at 5.1 kernel. Dist configure, come on, can't make this up. also doesn't build. You're happy you find something new and there it still uses the same crap. Oh, can't make this up. So much to that idea to update this to whatever new stuff we find. ...2011. Yeah, this is really annoying. Here's even a new bug, missing header. People also miss it, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for minimal cleanup, but it's somehow really annoying that it causes really so much time, especially if you have this vintage packages here that uses esoteric stuff. Damn, this is really not fun. Still even the same Xscript stuff there. I wonder, maybe I test NVI and commit this already when we config script, maybe. What was it? Dist configure. Config script. Are you still talking about what the Revo or Psion or something? I mean, I have the Revo here, but the problem with my Revo is it has even less storage and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, so this could maybe, let's build this in my system, NVI, just to see if this update works. Of course, not the amazing tarball URL that I used there. Yeah, the problem with the Revo is, first of all, my battery is is dead. I need to solder new battery. Then it didn't have storage, so you could only run out of the RAM disk, and this is why only later I purchased a 5M5 something, but maybe even 2, like the first broke eventually rather quickly, like with the display flex ribbon cable, and I think I might have like one disassembled in a card box if I still have it somewhere, and I think then maybe I even purchased a second on eBay eventually, but so var IDM logs. So let's see what's this NVI. So we updated NVI. It still doesn't build though with the new glibc because nah. So NVI. Hey, this has some libvi now. Anyway, yeah, looks. Let's update this. It's some update from some fishy source at least. Hey, here's already. Wait a second, this was already. This was string opts. Interesting. Ground PT, okay. Yeah, better than nothing. At least we have achieved at least a little bit. It's not amazing, but whatever. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for my part, but this, of course, you can all, of course, try and play with it and stuff, cross-compile it and submit stuff. For my part, I will most likely focus more on the PS3 SG Octane and fun stuff like this, because that is at least a little bit more fast, a little bit more memory and stuff, although it is obviously not as portable. Yeah, we updated NVI, but yeah, still doesn't build. We also really need to get this stupid libgpg error to build. Yeah, there you see, why do I make this video, is just to document how boring this unnecessary or upstream breakage really is. It's surprising that, well, today we have not as many people. But at least some. So libgpg error. Namespace, I thought we fixed this. So much to the suggestions there on YouTube. I really would wish all the time I could have written microkernel or graphic subsystem, but I sit here and patch others people breakage. So which one would that be? But as I said in the beginning, so basically 1 hour ago I said already so you say it takes 10 seconds to compile a simple hello world. I think 10 seconds is exactly what it takes to compile on a Spark Station 2, but this is, I made this video for the people who are new here. But it might have been faster back in the day. Don't forget that GCC became at least twice as slow. So if it took 10 seconds a decade ago, maybe it takes 20 seconds now, because I would think the Xeon stuff should probably be slower than a 40 MHz Spark Station 2, and that took 10 seconds with the relatively new stuff a couple of years ago. I wonder if... Is this clear Linux repository online? That we can maybe inspire there, as they had here already. Yeah, this is what I mean, you know, you click on something and somehow you don't see here much, right? This is a little bit, this is why I prefer T2, at least you get your source there relatively quickly. I wonder why this is here so empty, whatever that is. Sorry to hear this. Yeah, some people, it looks working on from everything that is failing on my side. Usually that is the only thing that currently looks working. But anyway, I guess we can call it mostly a day. The summary is not so much failed. The stuff that failed is totally annoying, either because, yeah, actually, so most of the, well, except Linux kernel, which is stupid, which needed xset now. Otherwise, GNU org 5.0, maybe an strace or whatever, and here libgpg and whatever else it was that we patched previously, and then glibc stuff removed, totally annoying. There it goes again, just refreshed, yeah, whatever, I don't know. This is basically the summary. Also, why do I document this? Like, this is how much time all the upstream changes, like my recurring criticism, ever changing stuff, right? Delete this, delete that, change this, make this breakage, and there you see people, and this is only not me, but multiplied with all the distributions and maintainers, and yeah, basically this is how much time. This is all time wasted in the open source landscape that people could do something else, right? Write an amazing kernel, write an amazing graphics stack, improve Mesa 3D for whatever, and instead we sit here and stuff that once built nicely is failing. Which file? The problem is also this. Which of these files is this now even? Build a namespace, it's hilarious. I mean, this kind of stuff we could also just revert GNU org, but this is basically what I've sometimes done, right? Back in the day, a decade ago, when something was too ugly, sometimes I just reverted something. libgpg error. I wonder if some Gentoo ebuild has something to steal. So they only have that. They apparently, is this the official Gentoo something 127? What do you mean was 127? 127 is super old, even we have 136. Here's something stable. Here, version bump along with here's some, what is this dist? Yeah, they also patch this namespace stuff and whatnot. Can we get this? So the problem with this is, here is something. Let's see. Let's try to pull in that plane. See if that works, because I'm really getting tired of this breakage. You see, I pulled already in official upstream stuff, some additional SED stuff on this, and still doesn't work. Looks like it could work. Let's give that a try. Maybe that finally works. Yes, somehow, to summarize this also, because it still doesn't work. Are you completely kidding me? I mean, what are those guys patching? Why is this patch not enough? I don't understand really. If this is a patch for that, why does it not freaking work? (136), 136. I don't quite get why this is a patch that should fix this and doesn't fix this. Patches this though. But wait a second, did they not say make file? Somehow this is not in a... here, wait a second, they only patch the make file AM and we don't auto regen that. libgpg. Let's see if we can get away with just making this in if we are lucky and this applies enough. But we could also be unlucky that that doesn't apply then. Where is the chat view activity? I'm slightly wondering why I do not have chat. Ah, here's a chat view. By the way, does it still work? I'm also myself now wondering. Hey, now it worked. For God's sake, finally. So rm is disabled. SPM this org. Whatever. And yeah, then we are down. Well, S-trace, we work around it a little bit. Yeah, what is it? Gcrypt or something. Okay, let's error list here. So NVI is really a pain in the butt. Then libgcrypt. Then so this is when you build a target, like you configure your target and build target all the stuff like cross compiler, access point router stuff, and manually, if you normally you don't need this, but if you have some errors or whatever, you can manually with -job build your single jobs. And then we also have libcrypt set up. And what else? GPM. What was GPM? Was it also this? Anyway, yes, and most of the stuff, the big thing that is then still missing, well, except NVI obviously, and whatever I broke there maybe myself in the initRD, is EFI grub2, EFI stuff by default. And yeah, I guess we call this a day. We did fix here quite some stuff, and you see how error prone. And then when it's this, yeah, although this GNU org stuff is except the regular expression, the other stuff was just that you can't use namespace as variable name now anymore. You could have just substituted this. We tried there, but maybe missed some occurrences. Also doesn't help if the configure and make file is generating this stuff, and then you have some namespace snippet there and all over the place. So yeah, and sometimes even if you import stuff, then it doesn't just work because there's something missing, there's something missing. Anyway, yeah, so we could take one last note. Yeah, VPA supplicant, it needs debus now. Probably, maybe I just remove this from the minimal selection. Also, it is slightly annoying that, get some a little bit more drop frames for today. It is slightly annoying that more of those Linux stuff, all the base stuff, I'm really not a fan that the base stuff already needs debus and stuff like that, because then really, yeah, somehow, but leave me, but probably most people find it amazing that the stuff connects with debus and whatnot, but as usual, leave your 2 cents down there. GPM, let's see what we got here. That was, yeah, also string opts. I wonder if it's even using this open console. We could maybe try, did I try already to just patch this away? Maybe I did, huh? Is anyone still there? I have the feeling many people have problems staying connected here, I guess, as much people as are dropping out of this live stream maybe. And where is it even? Or maybe source daemon. Yeah, obviously. 7.2 anyway. And this is also funny that they write here, apparently they want the string opts for IOCTL when, I mean, you get IOCTL also from other headers. You can, IOCTL should be, yeah, this IOCTL and not string opt. It is also hilarious. That, anyway, let's, maybe we grab here directly how many other, was it string opt, daemon, origin, or do we, wait a second, did we patch this already? No. Build, so why was there a second maybe? Okay, fix. So this was, did we still have a tier source fix file? And then like manual patch foo for 200 fix file diff. This is glibc whatever 2.28 or whatnot patch, or we call it this string opts patch. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, then let's give this another try. I have the feeling YouTube is buggy for some people and people get trolled. Also, we have more drop frames now for whatever reason. Yeah, but anyway, we have achieved a little bit. One of then, if we, okay, we fixed this actually, well, fixed or workaround it. Let's hope that actually should work. We will find out another day. This VPA supplicant, we will, or we quickly check if it can be. Let's first commit this. That was GPM. String opts and VPA supplicant, I wonder if you can disable this VPA supplicant. I also wonder why. Well, but of course the desktop stuff, but maybe it would be more amazing if an operating system is more designed around some common desktop event API mechanism than this dbus. Although, yeah, they want to even get it into the kernel. It's also, yeah, monolithic kernel already, everything is in the kernel, and then some accelerated dbus stuff there. So, but yeah, leave me in the comments what you think about that. We can already change directory in there while it's building. No, but not a big deal, because we mostly wanted to systemd. Oh my god, they already put systemd in there. Can't mix this up. No, running build directly. So after dbus comes systemd. It's hilarious. Everything needs systemd now. Does not look really optional. And here's control interface dbus if not. Yeah, but there are some, it's not only control interface, but also, yeah, they always add here. Yeah, somehow I'm not the greatest fan of this modern stuff though. This is, I think so this is in target shared package selections. These are the default package selections. Install, maybe, no, wait a second, where do we even have this? Package disk, what? Oh, do we have this in, oh no, generic, sorry, there, package there. Maybe it's in, no, not in that. In 00 minimal, VPA. Yeah, so probably remove it there, then no VPA by default, whatever for now, and maybe move it there with dbus, or even there we don't have dbus. Come on, that is hilarious. Yeah, here we have dbus. Yeah, not the greatest fan of that, but whatever for now. Move PA, so we can't run generic minimal to desktop GNU debug step for now, something of that sort. Yeah, that leaves us with, well, some issues hidden, some fixed, and mostly initRD and NVI really. So this is a final NVI Linux kernel. This is it's anyway. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Sorry that YouTube live streaming might have been slightly buggy for some. Also, there you see, even when you want to finance a Linux distribution, most of the content with YouTube is not like the most amazing, except for the hardcore subscriber. Here, most ordinary people will probably not take too much away from that, and tinkering with whatever, even P3, SGI, external eGPU or graphic stuff, vintage, most stuff probably more interesting than this kind of little bit boring upstream breakage that we need to deal, but according to the Debian people, everything just builds, apparently. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. As always, leave me your thoughts and comments below, and I hope to see you soon for all the next videos and live streams to come. Oh, right.